Money mindset is such a huge thing. One of the things that I was thinking of when I was beginning to really think and marinate on this topic was just about how a lot of how we feel about money is passed down. How many of you feel like your relationship with money has been strongly influenced by leaders, mentors, parents, friends, like the people you surround yourself with? I feel like coming from a place of struggle in terms of money mindset has really impacted the way that I feel about money, the way that I move with money, and how I use it. And I want for you to really think about, when was the last time that you truly evaluated your relationship with money? I think a lot of times we think about the topic of money, but we never go deeper as to how money makes us feel, how the topic of it brings up emotions, how we think about when we log into our bank accounts and those feelings that it gives us. And as you know, my book called How Are You Really is talking about like getting past the surface level. And I think that when it comes to money, that is one of the biggest invitations that I want to give you today, is this invitation to really go deeper on what does that relationship with money look like for you? And if it's in a place of, it's complicated, how do we move through that complication with confidence? So the first thing that I think we have to start with, and something that I have worked so terribly hard on, is our money mindset. I'm going to share a little bit more about my story with money, but I first wanted to start talking about the toxicity around a lot of people's money mindsets and how that can really play a role in how you earn, how you look at your earning potential, but also how you spend and enjoy your money. So I want to walk through 5 ways that we can shed a toxic money mindset. And I want for you to really think about which one is the one that you want to begin with. So the first one is this, and this is something that I've been encountering over and over again more recently. And the first way to shed a toxic money mindset is learning how to trust in yourself and the value that you bring. And here's what I mean by this. I have been in conversation with a lot of women entrepreneurs lately, and I keep sensing this trend where women especially, but women and men, feel like if they have found success or any sort of financial freedom in their life, it was a fluke. How many of you have ever felt that way? Like it is this fleeting thing that can be taken away at any minute, and we don't doubt we do doubt our ability to have that earning power. And so the first way to shed a toxic money mindset is to learn how to trust in yourself and your value, and what has gotten you this far can absolutely carry you forward. And it's this belief that the success that we have found is not fleeting and it was not a fluke. We can continue to create success with the tools and the skills that we have that have gotten us this far. I've had to learn this a lot recently in my life, specifically as a mom, because I talk about often how I really hit the brake pedal in my career. Just this morning, I was talking to BRENDON and I'm like, I feel like I'm at this place again where I'm having to hit the brakes again. And the only way that that is possible when it comes to money is having the belief that I know where the gas pedal is and I know how to press the gas pedal in if and when I need to. And so having that belief in myself and my value and what I bring to the table and my earning power, that is number 1. Number 2, to shed a toxic money mindset is to believe that you are successful enough to give back. Now, when I first started as an entrepreneur, I remember I would set these really elusive goals. And I would say, once I have my debt paid off, then I can start giving back. Once I have $10,000 in the bank, then I can start giving back. Once I have, and I kept just pushing it further and further away until all of a sudden I found myself a few years into entrepreneurship with some success thinking, I don't give any of my money. I'm not donating. I'm not supporting other people. And I always remember, I've heard this from many different people, but this thought of like, if you can't give $1,000 out of $10,000, what makes you think you could give $10,000 out of $100,000? If we aren't learning how to part with our money now in a way that creates impact, what makes us believe that the more success we find, the more that we can give? And this was something that I really had to learn, because coming from a scarcity mindset, this belief that we have enough to give is really hard to overcome. Now giving is just a part of our life. It's a part of our business. It's a part of our saving and spending. But the second way to shed that toxic mindset is to believe that you are successful enough to give back, even if it is in the smallest of ways. There is something so powerful that happens when we use our money in that way. Number 3 is being mindful of your language around your words. I have been studying a lot of psychology, and psychologists have found that our subconscious mind will literally interpret all the words that we're saying and influence our life with it. Basically, the words that come out of your mouth are going to create the reality that you inhabit. And so when you think about the way you speak about money or your relationship with money or how you act with money, it is so important. It is vital that you pay attention to the words that you use. And I want to introduce one word to you that can absolutely make this easy. Like literally, if you walk away with this one tip, this is going to change your money relationship. It's also going to just change your relationship with your goals and dreams. The word is yet. I don't have enough money to buy the house yet. I cannot afford the vacation yet. Just simply adding in that word triggers your brain to understand that this is something that will be coming. We're just not quite there. I use the word yet all of the time in my life. When I have a goal, I didn't write a book yet. I wasn't able to have the baby yet. There are certain things in my life where I had to just simply add in that one word, and it shifted my belief in what was possible, but it also allowed me to really understand that this goal is moving forward, that we are moving in the direction of this. We're just not quite there. Number 4 is building an emergency fund. We have this sentence in our family, and I will just say right now, of course, it is easier for us to say it now that I have found success. However, this sentence has been in our family for a long time. And the sentence is, if money can solve it, it's not a true problem. And what I mean by that is that there are things in our lives, whether it's health, relational, things that money can't fix, right? You could throw as much money at the wall at cancer, but sometimes it's not going to solve the problem. And so one thing that was so important to us as we were establishing ourselves and our finances was building an emergency fund. Even just having $1,000 in the bank can be so transformative to the way that you move through your day and to giving you that feeling of safety and security that is necessary to move through life in the way that you want to move through. Think about it. If you get a flat tire, if you have an unexpected vet bill, having $1,000 in the bank can give you that feeling that you can handle it. Here's a funny story. The first time that I met Drew, my husband's parents, we were in college and I funded my entire way through college. I worked multiple jobs every summer. I drove a forklift in a paper mill. I worked shift work. Like I worked so hard. And I remember the first time I met Drew's parents, I drove to their house and the next day I woke up and I had 2 flat tires. Like my tires had just gone on my car. And I remember his dad saying, hey, I woke up and I noticed your car had flat tires. I called a tow truck and I brought it to the shop and I started crying because I had $53 in my bank account and I knew that I couldn't afford the tow truck or new tires. And I remember just feeling so hopeless and like so embarrassed, even though I had worked so hard to pay for college. Like money does that to you, right? Like I get emotional thinking about it because I remember being like, these could be my future in-laws. And here I am and I have $53 and I don't even know how I'm going to get back to college. And Drew's parents paid for new tires. And I remember sending them this check. Like a few months later, I worked so hard as an intern in college so that I could send them. It was like $300 or something that I owed them. And they were like, oh no, we just did this for you. And I was like, I will not owe anyone any money. Like I am funding my way through life. And even if it takes me a few months, but building an emergency fund can absolutely transform how you can move through those types of situations and also just how you move through your day. And the last way you can transform your money mindset is working on your belief in the word abundance. Abundance is this thing that can feel so colossal, right? Like it feels like this far away thought in this belief that there is enough to go around, that there is enough, that someone else's success is not equivalent to your failure. And one thing that I notice is that when I am around people with abundance mindsets, it is contagious, just as being around people with scarcity mindsets is also contagious. And so really pay attention to who you're spending time with and the way that they speak about money, but also like how you are bringing in this belief of abundance in your own life and what that can look like for you.
This can be your day for personal growth. This can be that day you committed to and you remember, you go, that was the day I got myself a community. I got better coaches. I committed to making my life the absolute best that I could. This is that day. Make today your growth day. Click the button on this page and sign up right now.